Hello, hello, hello everyone. My name is Christie Archer of Christie Archer Designs, and you are here with my knitting podcast. This is, like I said, mostly a knitting podcast. Occasionally I do share other crafts that I do, but I think it's been about 2 weeks since my last podcast, which is a lot faster than I normally do, but I came early for my last one and then went out of town, and I'm back from out of town. So thought I would do another quick one. I am filming this before I have even edited and posted the last one. So these will probably be posted kind of close together. Hopefully you'll get to watch both of them though, because I do have lots of good information to share with you last time and today. So today is Sunday, July 30th. And I think my last one was on July 12th, or I think it was the 12th. So anyway, I'm gonna jump right in. I don't have a lot of FOs because, as I said, I was out of town and I obviously did not get a lot of knitting done while I was out of town. I did get a little bit. One of them being what I am wearing right now. I'm excited to show you. I talked about in my last podcast how I had bought the Sayer pattern by Julie Hoover to make, and I knitted up. Let's see if this is it. Yep, I had made it up out of not the recommended yarn, and the yarn that I used was Quince & Co.'s Willet, which is a 100% cotton. This is colorway cashew, and this yarn just didn't work well enough for that particular pattern. So I made some alterations to it and came up with this design, and as I tend to do when I find a great pattern that fits me well and looks nice, I tend to make it over and over and over again. So I do have a lot. I think I showed 2 last time, with this one being the third. I showed it last time made up as the actual Sayer, and it has been frogged and ready to remake in this design. So I'm going to stand up and show you this one, and then we'll talk about it, and I'll show you what else I have. Okay, so this is a strapless tank top, V-neck front and back. It is a line, and it has a nice ribbing all the way up the all of the raw edges, so that it doesn't have any rolling, which was the problem I was having with the Sayer top. And it does have a little bit of negative ease up here and has positive ease down here. So give me a second. Okay, so I have made this top out of Quince & Co.'s Willet. Last time I showed the waterline, which I love that. It's a really light baby blue, and then black. And then I have the cashew, which I'm going to be redoing. And oh, I also have, before I went out of town, this one was partially done, and I knew that it wasn't going to be enough of a project to keep me busy over the entire trip. So I put it on hold and took the yarn to do this one, which I'll talk about in a second. But this one is also a Quince & Co. Willet, and the colorway is Ore. And I will probably finish this one either today or tomorrow. I do have a sock that I'm working on, I'll probably pick this one back up tomorrow and finish it. This is a super fast knit. I can basically make it in 2 days if that's all I'm working on. And it is 3 skeins of the Quince & Co. Willet. I'm trying to think of the yardage on that. They're 50-gram balls. So anyway, that's the ore. Now this, I decided that I wanted some color. First of all, Quince & Co. Willet right now is very, very, very low stock on their website. I was able to go to Wool & Company, which coincidentally is in Chicago where I was going. I was hoping to pop by there before we left, but that didn't happen. I'll talk about that later. So anyway, I was hoping for some brighter colors just for summertime, and I was on Knitpicks website, and actually I bought these from We Crochet because they have a thank you Michelle from my handmade, no, oh my gosh, why do I always forget? My so-called handmade life. There we go. Michelle let me know on one of her podcasts that We Crochet is the same company as Knitpicks. However, they have a lower what am I trying to say? Words. You don't have to spend as much in order to get free shipping. On Knitpicks, it's $65. I believe on We Crochet, I think it's $35. I can't remember. I ended up spending more than that. But anyway, long story short, I picked up some of Knitpicks or We Crochet's Comfy Sport. And Comfy Sport is a cotton, I believe it's 75% cotton, 25% acrylic. Where did my ball bands go? Oh, here they are. Glasses, because I can't see without them. Yes, it is 75. This is how much I had left over. So it is 75 Pima cotton and 25% acrylic. I have used this yarn before. I'm using it on several projects, different projects right now. I really do like this yarn. It really is comfy. It's easy to work with. So is the Willet. I love, love, love that yarn as well. This is color Xenia. And there's less yardage on these. So I purchased 4 skeins and had plenty of leftover. Okay, so I am thinking about writing this up as a pattern, and or not thinking about, I am going to write this up as a pattern. I'm trying to figure out the best way to do the construction from a written standpoint. So I'm making it several different ways, and I'm playing around with different fits. On this one, I made it slightly larger, and I'm not as thrilled with the fit of it, but I still love it. I just can't, I made it a little longer and just a little bit, I made it 4 stitches wider. And the length of it, I can't do my little French tuck as nicely. It's a little bit too much length. So anyway, let me show you this one. And of course it's been folded. 1 by 1 hem. So it starts from the bottom, you work up, do your decreases, bind off, separate for the 4 different straps, and then work the straps. I'm still playing around with a couple of different finishes on the straps. Edging, I should say. Most of these, well, all of these, I have done slip stitches for the edging. I am going to try 2 different finishes before I write the final pattern. And I think this is something that I will wait and release next year, because I just don't see where it's seasoned right now, though I know there is another half of the world that will be going into summer before long. So I'm not sure yet. Haven't figured that one out. But anyway, I'm almost done playing around with it and ready to write it up and do the grading and everything. But I'm very, very, very pleased with this pattern. It's very easy to make, though there is a lot of thought that has to go into this as far as the writing of it. Obviously the body it's a no-brainer, but because of the way I've done this part, yeah, it definitely requires a little bit of thought that goes into it. Okay, so that is this top. I'm thinking I'm going to name it R&R Tank, Rest and Relaxation Tank, because it is very relaxing and easy to wear. It's very restful to knit. So I think it's kind of apropos. What do you think? I have a couple of other names. Serenity Tank, I think, was one I had come up with. And then there was one other. Let me know if you have any ideas on what I could name this knitted tank, or if you like the names that I've come up with. If you prefer R&R Tank versus Serenity Tank, I don't know. You guys let me know. I still have a little ways to go on that one. Okay, so that's 2 finished objects. I do have another finished object, but before I get into that, I have some more yarn to make a few more of these. So I wanted to talk about that. When I bought, I never said the color name of this one. This is Hyacinth, and love, 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 love this. As anybody that is not new here knows, I love like a periwinkle blue. Okay, so I also bought 3 other colors. So I got 5 colors from Knit Picks total, and I got the 3 colors from Quince & Co. So that's 8 tanks total when I'm done. I do like these other colors. I'm excited about them. So this one is called Honey. And I think this will look really good with denim. I have some denim shorts, and I think this will look really good with that. Okay, so Knit Picks or We Crochet, comfy sport weight, 136 yards per 50 grams. And let's see what just for comparison's sake, what the Quince & Co is. The tag is in here somewhere. Or I thought it was. I thought I just saw the tag. Oh, I bet it was in this one. Okay, so Willet, Quince & Co. Ooh, okay. Quince & Co. 160 yards per 50 grams. Let's see, I'm getting a glare on it. Okay, hopefully you can see that. So 160 versus 136. And when I do the Willet, I literally use just about every last little bit. I have just a little tiny nugget left over when I'm done. From this one, which was made with the same stitch count as the others, this is how much I had left over from one. So I had 4 hanks total, and went into this one a little bit. I was trying to see. I said it was Hyacinth. This is Hydrangea. I'm glad I pulled this up. So that's what this color is. Okay, so that, and then this color, so I did a honey. This one is Pea Pod, which I have done this one before, and I love, 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 love this color. I did it in a fingering. So Comfy comes in fingering, sport, and worsted. So yeah, I do love Pea Pod. And then the last one I got is Whisker. And I think that'll be kind of cute with white. I have a lot of white shorts. I have like 8 pairs of white shorts. I like white shorts and a pop of color up top. Okay, so that is what I have planned on that project. While I was in Chicago, I've made some hats for my son, my oldest, and while we were there, okay, so I was there for his daughter's quinceañera. I guess technically my granddaughter, but I'm not old enough to be a grandmother yet. Or at least mentally I'm not. But oh my God, I love those kids. They are amazing. So anyway, Cammie's quinceañera. So the next day or 2 days after, I can't remember, we were dropping off, long story short, we were dropping off the suits from from her court, the guys that were in her court, and right next door was a yarn shop. I was so excited. I knew at this point, I knew I wasn't going to be able to make it out to Wool and Company. So we ran in there and I had him pick out any yarn he wanted for me to make him a hat. And this is what he picked out, and I don't have the tag with me. I don't know anything about it, but he picked out this yarn. Oh, I cannot believe. I have the tag somewhere, I think, I hope. But this is worsted, 100 grams. This is what I had left over. He picked out the hat pattern. And I'll pop it up here, a picture of it. The hat pattern he picked out was not the weight of this yarn. So I just looked at the stitches and made a replica in this yarn weight. I wish I could remember the name of the pattern. I'll pop it all up here for you though. But he wanted something really, really textural, and that's what he got. So anyway, this was a lot of fun. If you happen to have the correct yarn weight, the pattern I'm sure is great. I didn't use it, but the design is great. So that is that. Okay, that is all for FOs. Now I'm going to talk about the things okay, so for the month of August, I am off. I don't go back to work until September. And while we were in Chicago, my daughter Fairy was wearing the big, huge green shawl that I made. She wears it all the time. And while we were there, my daughter-in-law and her 2 daughters, Jessica, Cammie, and Michaela, all were trading with Fairy. They were passing the shawl around. Let me put it that way. So they all really, really, really enjoyed the shawl as much as Fairy does. So I thought I would start now and make them some shawls for Christmas this year. I know I'm not gonna have a lot of time, so it's gonna take me about a week to make each one, and that's 3. So for the next month, I'm hoping to be able to get some of those going. And at the same time, I have other knitting projects that I need to get done. I have a couple of socks that are done, need to go into testing, have already been through testing or whatever. And I need to make up the final samples of those. So one of them is the sock that I'm calling Icing. And if you're new here, this is a sock design of mine as far as the style of it. It is called Simply Irresistible Socks. And then I have, I think like four 4 different ones right now, different yarn weights, different textures, things like that. And I'm adding quite a few more. So this one is going to be called Icing. This is yarn that I got from what is I cannot think. I'll pop the information up across here. I was not happy. This is Paint Box yarn, and it is a sock yarn. I don't love it. It is not a merino, and I didn't even think about it. I'm just so used to sock yarns being merino that when I got it, I was kind of shocked. I mean, it works up fine, and I'm sure it's going to be a workhorse yarn, but I don't know. So at the same time, when I ordered from them, I had also purchased some heritage yarn, sock yarn, heritage, and again, I don't have the tag in here. That is not like me. For any of you that are not new here, you know that is not like me. But anyway, because I'm naming this Icing, I really wanted a pink color for it. So I had also ordered this at the same time. Not loving this yarn either, but I think it's doing better. It is a merino. It's just not a high quality merino, 75-25. So this, I got that far on it day before yesterday and just kind of put it down because I'm trying to decide if I'm going to finish by using this yarn. I don't have another pink yarn right now. So I think I'm pretty much gonna have to, unless I wanna change the name of the sock, because I really don't think naming the pattern Icing would make sense in another color. Obviously the sock would look beautiful in other colors. It's already in testing and it looks great in all the colors everybody's doing, but as far as naming it, I don't know. So this is Icing. Should be hopefully the final sample. Fingers crossed. We'll see on that one. So that has to be finished. Let's see, this is the Paint Box yarn for the first one. And let me see what it says. Okay, so this is colorway Blush Pink. And this is Paint Box Yarns Sock Solids, which is so hard to find solid yarns. I talked about that in the last one. I was trying to see what else. So it's 75 superwash wool, 25% polyamide. I have got glares today, don't I? Okay, hopefully you can read that. I'm sure polyamide is very similar to acrylic. Love Crafts, it's on here. I don't know if you can see that. Of course you can't because I have a glare. Love Crafts, that's where I got this yarn from and where I got the heritage from. So anyway, that is that. And of course, US 1 2.25 millimeter. If I don't say that, that's what I always knit my socks on. Unless it's a different weight. But just standard socks, that's what that is. And it's in one of my project bags. Okay, let's see, we've talked about those two. So when I got a little not sure what to do on the pink Icing sock, I decided to cast on something else, and I'm actually having a lot of fun with this. This is a top that I'm making, and I can't ever just follow a pattern. I'm sorry. I got a pattern, I guess it was like a special release or something off of Ravelry, and she was giving it away free that particular day. I'll pop a picture up here and the name of it because I don't remember. And while I was in Chicago on my way back, when we were packing to leave, I left my phone at my son's house. So he's shipping it to me. And so I don't have all of my notes like I normally do. Anyway, this is based off of that pattern, but it has a lot of lace for the sleeves, and I'm just not a heavy lace person. So I decided to just do 2x2 rib for the sleeves. It's a really neat concept though, and I've seen it before. As a matter of fact, there's another top that I have had favorited for a very long time. I have wanted to do. It's very similar, but I was reading reviews on it and they said that the way the increases were done was very challenging. And I will say on the pattern that I got this idea from, the increases were done differently as well. And again, they were done with a combination of yarn overs and knit front and back because it's a rapid increase. I didn't like that look as well either, so I just did make one right and make one left on every single round. And then, I don't know if this is going to show on these needles, but you'll be able to get an idea of what its shape is going to be by the picture I showed. But yeah, I think it'll be really, really cute. So it's almost gonna have like a V-neck effect. And obviously this is gonna be stretched way out. And then the stockinette is going to be the bodice. And then I will end with a 2x2 rib on the hem as well. But I'm very, very, very pleased with the way this is coming out. I'm trying to show it, sorry, the best way possible. I don't know if that shows better or not. This one's not an easy one. And I am using, for the first time, Lion Brand's True Boo. I had bought this yarn in another colorway, and it was in a coral. As a matter of fact, I think that was the name of the color. And when I dyed my hair black, I just felt like I was gonna look like a pumpkin because it was a really orangey coral. Didn't have a lot of pink in it at all. I don't think it had any pink in it. It was just like a soft orange. This colorway is called Breeze. I don't know why I've got all of these glares today. I don't know if you can see that. Breeze. And this is 100% rayon from Bamboo. True Boo. This here in the desert is going to be super, super nice. I'm excited to get this done. I was planning on doing, and I talked about that last time, I bought it not really knowing what I was going to do, and then I bought the June pattern by Petite Knits, and last time I talked about that, I started making that top out of this yarn, and it wasn't a good combination. So anyway, I have 4 skeins of this, and I'm pretty sure it's worsted. I think it's 185 yards per 100 grams. Oh, sorry, 241. So it's probably more like a DK. But anyway, I am loving this. I did try it on. I had it on barber cord this morning and tried it on. I'm very, very pleased with the way this one is working up. It's hard to tell on the needles, and so I started to just rip the whole thing out, And then I thought, no, I'll try it on first. Tried it on, I'm loving it. So I'm glad I tried it on before I frogged. So that is a project I hope to get done this coming week. So I've got the R&R tank that I'll probably finish tomorrow. No, it may be the next day because I have 2 icing socks, and it's generally I can get 1 sock done a day. So that will be Tuesday. So sock today, sock Monday, R&R Wednesday, and then that gives me Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which is more than enough time to finish the whatever this is. Oh, I wanted to show the, well, again, I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but I love the way the rapid increases are working up. And the reason is because like when you're doing, say you're doing a raglan and you're doing make one right or make one left, it will make every other stitch that's right before it or right after it, either way, it increases, what is it? Makes it smaller. Anyway, because I'm doing it every round, it keeps these an even gauge, which I love, 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 love. And it looks kind of neat from the back too. This little ridge right here. It's kind of cool. So this is a really fun project, something very different than I've ever done before, though it's very easy. Would you guys be interested in this pattern? I guess it's kind of hard to tell at this point. I guess I'll ask that again after I get it made. And I may write that one up as a pattern. That one took me about, oh gosh, it took me quite a few tries, probably 4 or 5 tries before I got the increases the way I wanted them, because I was trying all different kinds of increases. And something as simple as the make one right, make one left was the one that worked best, go figure. Okay, also for the month of July, I am hoping, no, I have to, not hoping, I have to finish this pattern. I've talked about it before. I only have 2 sleeves left. That is just a couple of days and I'm done. I can generally get 1 sleeve a day done. So again, maybe that's, I need to schedule for July. So sock, top, or tank top, and then a couple of days for the blue top, and then a couple of days for this, and then I have a couple of more pairs of socks. Then I can get started on some Christmas knits. So this, again, I've talked about it before, and I'm at a fun part too. That's the silly thing about it, is I'm to a part that's going to be just so much fun to knit. I'm excited about it. It's different than anything I've ever seen before. So this is Blackbird Sycamore Yarns. She has sponsored this particular project. She is a doll, Rachel. Thank you for your patience. I know you gave me this yarn probably 9 months ago. I am gonna get it done, I promise. So this will be a testing call coming up fairly soon, within the next month or so. I do want to have this one released by October-ish, we'll see. And then this is one that I've talked about. I have not made any progress because once again, I went out of town and haven't touched it, but I really would like to get this one done. This is once again Comfy Yarn from Knit Picks. This is the fingering, and I love this pattern. This is one that I wrote 2 years ago maybe, and started the testing and then stopped the testing. I can't remember what happened, if it was just something going on in my life. I can't remember, but I am really excited about this one. I'll pop a picture up of the green one that I made first. And yeah, love, 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 love this pattern. I am really excited to get it released. And again, this is the yarn, Comfy Fingering. And the color is black. Simple, simple. And then something I forgot to talk about in my last podcast is the blanket that I've been working on. And this is such a fun project. I did talk about the struggle I'm having with the yarn and the needles that I'm using. But even with that said, I just love this project. I do have, obviously needed the needles for something else. I have made progress since I last showed it. Okay, this is where I was last time. And let me stand up and show this. That would be so much better. So this is my Preppy Stripes, or yeah, Preppy Stripes blanket. I do love stripes, and they are all perfectly random stripes to get just the right ratio and look for the blanket. I have, I don't know, I'm probably about 2/3 of the way through. I could tell you exactly if I had my sheet in here, but I don't. But I love these colors. I've talked about them before. This is all Hobby Lobby yarn. Hold on. And this is something I will probably finish this fall, because I do have a lot going right now that I do need to get done, but it's to that point where it's big enough for me to cover up with while I'm working on it. Yeah, really, it's so squishy. I love, love, love it. Okay, so I'm using, I Love This yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I think it took me 1, 2, I'm thinking it was like 8 skeins total, 2 of each. And it's gonna be a really good lap blanket, single person blanket kind of thing. It's not gonna be full length, but it would be good for on the sofa or in the bed watching TV or whatever. This color is Antique White, and it is just the perfect color of white. It's not that bright, intense white, has a little bit of softness to it. And then I have Stonewash, which I love. And I have Dark Denim. And I have Clover, which I really love that one too. I love all the colors. So those are the colors that I'm using. I am making progress. And it is something that I hope to have done sooner rather than later. Sorry, I've got a fuzz on it, but I do just love it. So yeah, that's the blanket. And now that I've shown it, I guess I need to move my stitch marker because I will forget. Okay, and this is a gorgeous stitch marker from Ronnie of the hooking reader, I believe it is. I always forget. Isn't that gorgeous? I had her, and I keep forgetting to share with you guys, I had her make me up a year's worth of stitch markers out of stone, natural stones, and I open up one each month. As a matter of fact, I do have June's right here and July, so I will go ahead and share those. This is June's. She's just selected these beautiful, what was this one called? It's Ocean Jasper. Oh, just love the name of it too. So this is Ocean Jasper. And let's see what July is. July is Unikite. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'll show the paper. That's fun. I like that. So pretty. Okay, it says, why is everything blowing out today? Unikite. So that is that one. And speaking of rocks, this is a perfect segue. Didn't mean for it to be. While I was in Chicago, my son took all of us down to Chinatown. And while we were there, we all picked up a little souvenir. And there was a store in there that had rocks, and I love rocks. Stones, I should say. So they had just bags of them, like lining the walls, and you could get them by the scoopfuls. Well, just being me, I just wanted a memory of it. I just went through and picked out one from each bag that I liked, and then there were two that I got that were larger. So the ones that, the first ones I'm gonna show you are just little tiny ones, and then I did get some larger ones. It was hot, packed. I had planned on getting a picture of the name of each of the rocks, and I just didn't. I may get my son to go back by there and get the names of all of them for me, just for my knowledge. But so I got this one, and if you guys know the names of any of these, you're welcome to put it in the description. I'm sorry, in the comments. And do rocks make you guys happy? They make me happy. It's the little things. I had fun picking these out, just digging through, not digging, but just kind of, you know, poking through the different bags. And it's like finding shells, you know, looking for shells. A couple more. And actually, I think one of them that I have is the same as one of the stitch markers I just showed you, the Unikite. I like that one. That one's, it's pretty. I like all of them. I wouldn't have gotten them. This one, I think, is the same as that stitch marker I just showed you. Looks the same. And then little black one. If I had to guess, I would say that's onyx. And then this one is obviously turquoise. Anyway, and then I got two larger ones. This one I love. And this one I thought was really cool. Isn't it neat how some of the rocks are just I don't know. I thought that one was really neat. So that was that. We actually flew out on my birthday. I had hoped to do a sale for the week of my birthday, but oh my gosh, 2 days before we left, I was altering all of our suits and dresses and all of that, which, oh my gosh, and packing and trying to finish up my knitting for the last few things. I had planned on making all of my clothes, and the week before we left was a huge event at my at the shop that I work at. And so for the past couple of months, it has just been a rat race trying to get everything ready for the event. And so it was rat race, then rat race getting ready for the event, rat race for the event, rat race for me to get ready to go out of town, rat race while I was out of town. I got home and I thought I was going to just crash. I did I did nothing the very next day except a little bit of, well, I did some knitting. That's helping though. And yeah, it's been a few days since we've been back. We got back Tuesday, and it's Sunday. So I've been back a few days now and missing my phone. It doesn't bother me that much because I really don't use my phone that much, but I do use it at night to play a couple of little brain challenging games like puzzles and things before I read, and then I read and then I go to bed. So and then I use that as a clock to know what time it is in the morning because I don't have a clock on my bedside table. So those are really the only things I'm truly missing about my phone right now. But my son is shipping it to me, so hopefully I will have that soon. Oh, yes, so flew out on my birthday, which was just an amazing birthday present. Initially, we had planned on driving, and I hate driving. Oh, I cannot stand driving. So that was my birthday present, getting to fly there. So while we were there, one of my middle son's friends from North Carolina decided to drive there and meet us there. We haven't seen him in quite a few years, and he's my middle son's best friend. So he came and was able to be involved in a lot of the fun family activities and everything. He's like part of the family. So while we were there, he and my middle son got me a birthday present, or got me birthday presents. And I'm kind of obsessed with Marvel movies, if you don't know. Like, not kind of, I am obsessed with anything Marvel. And my family knows how much I love Baby Groot. So my son and my daughter picked this out for me, and it's Baby Groot in a onesie, and I love him. So just had to share my Baby Groot. And then Chris, my son's best friend, got me a Yankee candle, and I cannot wait to burn it. And it's one of my favorite scents. Oh, it smells so good. I cannot wait. So this afternoon, this will be burning, and I will be knitting some more. This is Vanilla Cupcake. And it is, like I said, it is one of my absolute favorite, like vanilla cupcake, sugar cookie, they all smell the same to me basically. But yes, anything like this, it's just a little slice of heaven to me. So I thought that was really sweet. So with all of that said, I thought I would pop in some video and photos that I took of the event. And I'm thinking I may not be able to do a whole lot because my phone, I do have, my pictures have shown up on my iPad. Yeah, I should be able to do that. I should have enough. So anyway, at the end of this video, I will pop in some photos and video of my time in Chicago. And I did not take my regular camera because it weighs a ton. I have a Canon Mark V and I have an 85mm lens, so it is quite heavy, and I didn't really want to fly with it either. So all of these are phone photos. I love to do textured photos, macro photos. I'll pop some of those in here. They're not the best quality because it was done with my phone, but you'll kind of get an idea of the type of photography that I enjoy doing if I'm not shooting pictures of children. Children's my favorite photography. But it was nice shooting pictures of things that don't move and don't talk back, or talk back's not the right word, that don't move away from you as you are trying to get pictures. Everything stood still for me. So anyway, I'll pop some of that here in the end. In the meantime, let me know what you're working on. I know I am the worst when it comes to replying to everything. I do get all of your comments. Like I said, life has just been a whirlwind for the past few months. But I do hope for the month of August for things to slow down. I will get caught up on comments, I promise. But yeah, just let me know what you're working on. Are you doing summer knits right now? Are you looking to do winter knits really soon? Where are you right now as far as season and the types of projects that you're working on? I would love to hear that. I will obviously still be working on summer knits for a little bit longer, and then I do have plans this year to do quite a few winter knits. I don't normally do as many winter knits being in the desert. However, I do have a lot of cotton yarn, and I'm wanting to do just some top-down raglans. Maybe do some textural sleeves or textural bodies or texture all over. But I do have a lot of yarn to make up some cotton yarn to make up some raglan full-length sweaters. So I do hope to get those done if work doesn't get too busy. Our season is from like October to May. So I don't know how much I'll get done, but I'm gonna try. But that's it for today, and I will see you again. If I don't see you before then, I will see you the end of August. And I just realized, was I saying the whole time July projects or August projects? I don't remember. I hope I was saying August. Okay, that's it for now. Love all of you. Thank you for making it to the end of my video. And if you know of somebody else that might enjoy it, please share it with them. I would really appreciate that, and would love to get a few more viewers in here for us to talk with and chat with about what all we have going on. So that's it for today. I'll talk to you later. Bye.